So UFC 313 has just taken place, and Magomed Ankalaev is now the UFC light heavyweight champion. Let's talk about this card. So there were 10 fights in total, I believe. 4 of those fights were stoppage victories. Let's start off with the main event. Let's not waste any time here. We've got Alex Pereira losing to Magomed Ankalaev by decision. This was a really close fight. I'm just going to be honest. This was extremely close. This fight came down to one round in particular, and that was round 3. Alex Pereira, I just want to say, this fight did not play out how I expected it to play out at all. I thought Alex Pereira would have showed good takedown defense. I didn't expect him to stuff all of Magomed Ankalaev's takedowns, and that is no joke. Magomed Ankalaev shot 12 takedowns this entire fight and didn't get a single one. And I also didn't expect Magomed Ankalaev to be able to strike with Pereira as well as he did. I really did not expect that. So round 1 starts. Alex Pereira does a good job with his lead leg, kicking at Magomed Ankalaev's leg. That was kind of the story of the first round. Alex Pereira just kind of winning the leg kick exchanges. Magomed Ankalaev was trying to find his range. Round 1 though was definitely Alex Pereira's round. Look, I don't want to make any excuses here because I don't like Magomed Ankalaev and I don't want to come across like this crazy Pereira fanboy, but Alex Pereira looks slow tonight. I'm just going to be honest. Now that might be due to how good Magomed Ankalaev is. This might be next level cope. It probably is, to be honest. But I thought Pereira looked slow. Anyway, round 1 goes to Alex Pereira. Clearly, in my opinion, if we just look at the stats here, yeah, Pereira clearly outstruck him that round as well. He done better work with the significant strikes. His total strikes were more. He stuffed a takedown as well. Not that that really matters much. Round 2 starts, and Magomed Ankalaev completely... That there's probably... Round 2... I mean, even though Pereira clearly won round 1... Magomed Ankalaev had like the clearest round in the entire fight, and that was round 2. Round 2, Magomed Ankalaev really started to find his range with Alex Pereira. You know, he done a really good work. I thought Magomed Ankalaev done a good job with kicks as well. I thought his teeps were on point tonight, and I thought he done a really good job of just keeping busy. That's what he was doing. He was just keeping busy. Was he landing these big, massive shots on Pereira? He did at the end of round 2. But for the majority of the fight, the guy was just keeping Pereira busy, giving him different looks, having Alex Pereira constantly on the back foot, which I thought the rules would have been reversed in this fight. I thought Pereira would have had Magomed Ankalaev on the back foot. Really what it came down to was whoever was leading the dance on the feet was winning the round, pretty much. And that's how this fight went. But Pereira did spend a lot of time on the back foot. Round 2, Magomed Ankalaev done a good job of getting in the boxing range. I think he might have outstruck Pereira. Yeah, he did. There was no takedowns attempted that round, but this was a big round for Magomed Ankalaev. He hurt Alex Pereira at the end of round number 2. I actually thought it was over for Alex Pereira at that point. I thought Alex Pereira was potentially going to get stopped in round 3, just because it wasn't like I know he'd been dropped before by the likes of Khalil Roundtree, but that genuinely was a flash knockdown in my opinion. Pereira did jump right back up and look okay. Now yes, Ankalaev didn't knock Pereira down, but Pereira, I mean, if you just watch the fight, you know what I'm trying to say here. Like, Pereira's legs go, you can see he is visibly hurt. And then we go into round 3. This is what the fight comes down to, in my opinion. Round 3 is the decider of this fight. Now, when I was watching this fight live, I will be honest, I thought Magomed Ankalaev took round 3. Now, I have since went back and rewatched that round, and it is really close. And my problem is with me rewatching the round again is that I find it hard to not be biased because I want to give Pereira the round so I can come on here and be like, robbery, Pereira won. It was a really close round, to be honest. It really was. Obviously, Pereira did outstrike him in that round, but Magomed Ankalaev arguably done the better work. It was a really, really close round. Obviously, both guys did attempt takedowns. None of them were successful. It was really close. This is what the fight comes down to. If you scored round 3 for Ankalaev, then you scored the fight, what, 3-2? And if you scored it for Pereira, it's 3-2 the other way. There's no other way to score this fight other than 3-2 in one direction. I had someone say 5-0 Ankalaev. That guy was obviously watching the fight through his fucking fart box, because if you watch the fight with your eyes, it was clearly a 3-2 fight to whoever. But this was the decider. Round 3 was the big round. Round 4, Magomed Ankalaev did win that round. He outstruck Pereira quite clearly. He did attempt 6 takedowns in this. I'm going to be honest, round 4 fucking Ankalaev turned into fucking Mario Batista. And it annoys me because he didn't do anything really with it. Like, Pereira, even though his back was against the cage, I thought Pereira was doing good work with the knees and the clinch. Pereira showed really good takedown defense. Can you give someone a round of just showing takedown defense? You can't. You just can't. But Pereira did really show a really, really, really good takedown defense. Really good. He showed really, really good takedown defense in there. Magomed Ankalaev just held him against the cage. That was what this round was. I thought Pereira did look as if he was slowing down in round 4, because Magomed Ankalaev was faster than Pereira this entire fight. When the commentary team started talking about that, saying Ankalaev says he's faster than Pereira, I thought the guy's full of shit. But when you watch it, Ankalaev was. He really was. Round 4, he done a good job of just holding Pereira against the cage. But that's all it was. It was just holding him. It was as if Mario Batista was in there. Or like Marab. It wasn't like he was even really attempting many takedowns. It literally was, he would move Pereira against the cage, hold him, knees to the thighs, working wee rabbit punches in the clinch. But again, that was a Magomed Ankalaev round. Round 4, again, that was Ankalaev's round. I don't think anybody's arguing that, to be honest. I think the round that everybody is going to argue over and everyone is going to have an issue with is round 3. And moving on into round 5, again, Ankalaev did outstrike him, but Pereira done the better work. I thought Pereira hurt Magomed Ankalaev in this round with a head kick. Alex Pereira showed urgency in this round, which when I was watching it, I kind of thought Ankalaev is letting this fight go. He's letting Pereira get back in it here. He's not showing any urgency, especially in round 4 when he basically just smothered Pereira against the cage. I thought we were going to see that in round 5 again, but he didn't. He chose to just kind of take his foot off the pedal, and I honestly thought at that point, this could go to Alex Pereira. Because really, if you're the UFC, and I'm not saying the UFC rig fights, they don't, but when it comes to decisions in certain big fights, it kind of goes the way the UFC always wanted to, if we're being honest. And I thought that was going to be the case this time. But like I said, I thought Pereira caught Magomed Ankalaev with a big head kick. I thought he hurt him. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. It's just from me watching it. That's what I thought. But Pereira should have came out round 4 like this as well, though. I know he might have been gassing and it's like the last round, so he got this new lease of life. But if Pereira had came out this way, or even in round 3, Pereira just was like, fuck this, and it just as if he just went on the front foot in round 5 to try and take the fight away from Ankalaev. Should have done it in round 3 or round 4. Such a close fight though. We have to see the rematch, in my opinion. There is no other fight for either guy. Magomed Ankalaev has to rematch Pereira. He's done enough work in the light heavyweight division to warrant an immediate rematch, especially when the fight is that close. It was extremely close, to be honest. It did not play out the way I thought it would. Again, I didn't think Pereira's takedown defense was actually that good, and I actually didn't think Magomed Ankalaev would have had that much success in the striking than what he did. But round 3 is the round. Let me know in the comments below, how did you score the fight? When I watched it live, I did score it to Magomed Ankalaev, although when I went back and watched round 3, there is an argument Pereira takes the round. It was really close, to be honest. Moving on, we have got the co-main event. That is Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev 2. Justin Gaethje's gloves scenario. Now, I know they said out the back, the writing or the font came off the gloves out the back and he didn't want to change his gloves. Coincidentally, they only happened to his gloves. I don't know what's going on there, but Rafael Fiziev looked really good in the first round. He actually took down Justin Gaethje, and whenever he was able to wrap him up, when he was like, he had his legs tangled around his head and he was landing those elbows to the body, that was some brutal grounding pound. I thought Rafael Fiziev done a really good job in round 1. Round 2 happens and Justin Gaethje lands that uppercut. Now, Rafael Fiziev, I don't know if it was round 2 or round 3, I'm trying to remember. He started to pick up like Justin Gaethje. Anytime Justin Gaethje would go to throw a shot, he would dip his head. And Rafael Fiziev then at points was coming up with knees up the middle, to the body. He didn't really catch him with any to the head. But round 2 was a big round for Justin Gaethje. He caught Rafael Fiziev with that uppercut. Really well timed. Justin Gaethje must hit like a fucking bus, because as soon as he started touching Rafael Fiziev with those punches around the face, Fiziev just started to bruise up and close over. Round 2 went to Justin Gaethje. It was 1-1 going into round 3. I thought Fiziev started the round really, really well. And I actually thought Justin Gaethje was starting to tire out and fade, because let's not forget, this was meant to be 5 rounds against Dan Hooker. But before Dan Hooker pulled out, I believe, I might be wrong, Justin Gaethje requested this fight to be 3 rounds. So going into this fight, I kind of thought, well, maybe Gaethje's got an injury, or maybe he just hasn't had that best of a camp. That's why he's requested the 3 rounds. He looked like he was slowing down at the start of round 3. I thought Rafael Fiziev was going to get the better of him. I thought he was going to take that round. And then out of nowhere, momentum really did just switch. And Rafael Fiziev was visibly gassed. And Justin Gaethje was the one that just kind of wanted the fight more. Gaethje did take round 3, in my opinion. Let's just quickly look at the stats. Yeah, you know what I mean? Round 3 was... It was a close round. I think they done the right thing by giving it to Justin Gaethje, to be honest. Round 1 was definitely Rafael Fiziev. 2 was definitely Gaethje. Round 3 was close, but I think they done the right thing by giving it to Justin Gaethje. But I swear, I can't imagine any fighters listening to this, but if you are in a close fight, at the end of round 3 when that bell goes, get your fucking hands in the air and celebrate. I swear it has an impact, because Rafael Fiziev kind of just walked off, like slumped over, walked off as if he had lost. Gaethje, arms in the air. Now, Gaethje did win the fight, in my opinion, but when it's that close, I swear it has an impact. You have to at least show the judges that you thought you won. But it was nice to see Gaethje back. I hate the fact they're talking about him versus Islam. He's coming off a win over the number 11th ranked Rafael Fiziev on short notice. You know what I mean? Like, let's just stop dicking about here and give the fight to fucking Orman. You know what I mean? Let's stop wasting time here. Jalen Turner, Bahamondes. Jalen Turner retired. I was saying that during the live stream. It did seem like whenever he was waiting for the fight to be called, you know, for who the winner was, it looked like he was saying to his corner, I just don't want to. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't know exactly what he was saying, but that's what I thought he was saying. Bahamondes looked good in there. I did question why he kind of like pulled guard, but then he was able to snap up the submission on Jalen Turner. Look, I'm going to be honest, it did look like Jalen Turner just didn't want to be in there. From first look, from just like watching it, it just didn't seem like the guy wanted to be in there. But Bahamondes looked good, landed some good strikes, got the submission. I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy does in the lightweight division. He definitely deserves someone. Maybe you could do the winner of Benoit Saint Denis versus Joel Alvarez versus Bahamondes. I think whoever wins that would be a really fun stylistic matchup for him. Moving on, Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo. Look, get these fucking women's fights off main cards. This fight right here ruined the entire pacing of this card. I'm not going to say... Oh, right, okay, everyone knows anyway. Mauricio Ruffy fucking spinning heel kicks Bobby Green. Hyped the opening fight of the card. Then we get Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo. A fucking shit, boring, dog shit fight. And like, put them on the early prelims. Like, I don't understand why they're on the main card. No offense, they're fucking shit and boring. It really is just shit. It's not a fun watch. It's crap. Every women's fight is shit. You get once in a blue moon. Like Zhang Weili's normally fun to watch. Wang Kong, she had a good debut. People like women like that are exciting to watch. There's no way Dana White and Hunter and everybody sat around the room and went, this right here is the one to just be in between Bobby Green, Mauricio Ruffy and Jalen Turner, Bahamondes. This is a nice palate cleanser that everybody's going to want to see. They're shit. Everybody says they're shit. They're constantly called toilet breaks. Put them on the early prelims. If that was on the early prelims, I would still say the fight was shit, don't get me wrong, but I would be less fucked off because it was on the early prelims. By the time the main card rolls around, I've already forgot about this shite. Stop putting them on main cards. They're just boring dog shit fights. They really are. Now that was just a shit fight as well. Fucking ass. Bobby Green, Mauricio Ruffy. Bobby Green, I think you're going to the GFL, my boy. I'm just going to be honest. Mauricio Ruffy, I mean, the comparisons to Conor McGregor is a bit crazy. But what a KO. That there is KO of the year. I don't think anything is going to get close, in my opinion. I don't see it. Normally we see these people try and do these spinning heel kicks and they maybe like glance them. You know what I mean? When you remember like Edson Barbosa, he got a really clean one. But Mauricio Ruffy caught Bobby Green round the fucking side of the head with his entire foot. Bruh. He clipped Bobby Green with that spinning back fist. Made Bobby Green a fucking canvas kisser. Out cold. Not a good look for Bobby Green. The guy's on a 2-fight losing streak now. I think he was finished in the first round by Paddy Pimblett as well, if I remember correctly. Bobby Green could be going to the GFL. I'm just going to be honest. King Green could be on his way to the GFL. Mauricio Ruffy called out Beneil Dariush. I like the call out. Bobby Green isn't ranked inside the top 15, but I think you deserve a top 15 from 15 to 8, maybe opponent with that spinning heel kick, because that was just awesome. He called out Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush was meant to fight Money Moicano at UFC 311. We all know what happened there. We haven't heard anything yet about what is happening with Beneil Dariush. Make the fight. Beneil Dariush, obviously, I'm sure he's ready to go. Mauricio Ruffy took no damage in there against Bobby Green. Get them on UFC 315, to be honest. That card's going to need it. I think that there is the fight to make. He's already called him out. Timing makes sense. Make it happen. Joshua Van versus Tatsura. I can't say the guy's name. You know who I'm on about anyway. This bro was just spamming takedowns the entire fight. Joshua Van. These guys are going to be at the top of the division. I think we will see these guys fight again. Joshua Van looked really good in there. Showed really good takedown defense. I like Joshua Van. I think this guy can go all the way, to be honest. I think he's really, really talented. He's extremely young as well, so there's a lot of room to improve. And a great win for him on a big card as well. Bruno Ferreira beat Armen Petrosyan. Bruno Ferreira as the underdog was just easy money in my opinion for this. I did pick him to win. I thought he was going to KO Armen Petrosyan in the very first round. Didn't happen. He did hurt him though. Stopped him by submission in the second round. Armen Petrosyan's joining Bobby Green in the GFL. That's if the GFL pick him up. They might not pick him up, but Petrosyan, a 3-fight losing streak, all 3 of those losses by finish. He is on his way to the GFL without a doubt. Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal beat the living piss out of Alex Morono. Morono, pack your bags. You've won yourself another ticket. You, Petrosyan, Bobby Green. A 3-for-1. You're all heading to the GFL, boy. He can't be in the UFC anymore, I'm just going to be honest. The guy is past it. He's not UFC level, no disrespect to him. Carlos Leal looked good in there. He arguably won his debut as well. That was a robbery against Renat Rekretnov. Did I say his second name right? You know who I'm on about anyway. He was arguably not arguably, he was robbed. He did win that matchup, but clearly beat the living piss out of Alex Morono. Good win for Carlos Leal. Moving on, we have got Santos versus Marshall. Look, a lot of people were screaming robbery for this one. I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch this till this morning. This was a close fight. I thought it was close. Am I going to scream robbery? No, I'm probably not. It was a close fight. It was a close fight. Marshall maybe deserved it just more. Close fight either way. I'm not going to scream robbery. And then we have got Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz getting the win. Couldn't believe that. That was a really fun fight as well. A great early prelim. I enjoyed that. Fun fight. Ozzy Diaz bouncing back. I'm pretty sure the guy in his last fight, he got KO'd by Zhang Ming Yang. I think I said his name right. The guy who's fighting Anthony Smith next anyway. That is who he lost to in his last fight, I believe, on the Petr Yan Davison Figueiredo card. Overall, UFC 313 was a really fun one. I know a lot of people were shitting on the main event. Was it a boring fight? Nah, not really. I don't want to say it was a really boring fight. It wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but the immediate rematch has to happen in my opinion. Pereira deserves it. Let me know in your opinions though. What did you think of UFC 313? How did you score round 3 for Pereira and Ankalaev? And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.